Would you rather have one Bitcoin or $1?
I guess I'd have one Bitcoin.
And why is that?
No, I don't even know. I'd take the dollar because I don't know what a Bitcoin is.
Well, here's the dollar. There you go. But I was saying one Bitcoin is $4,000.
No, stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
So do you have no knowledge about anything Bitcoin or
Not at all.
cryptocurrency related?
No.
Well, Bitcoin is it's a fairly brand new type of digital money that came out like 8-9 years ago.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
And it's been growing. And we're just asking if people knew about it. We're asking around the streets, and now that you know, maybe you're more interested to look into it,
for
man.
the $4,000.
Yeah, there you go. You're going for $4,000.
Yeah, take it out.
No, it's yours, man.
I'll take a smoke, though.
Excuse me, quick question. Do you know what cryptocurrency is? Bitcoin?
No.
You don't know?
You're on camera, babe.
No, I don't know.
Would you rather have one Bitcoin or $100? If you had to guess just one of them.
I'd say $100.
Just take the 100?
Yeah.
A Bitcoin right now is valued at $4,000. We're actually doing a project, a social
Interesting.
experiment. Yeah, a social experiment on how many people know what cryptocurrency is, what Bitcoin is, if they know the values, and what they'd be willing to take, how much
good to
money
know.
they'd really take. Yeah.
I'll think twice before I say that so quickly.
Yeah, that's kind of where money's moving. It's moving a little bit digital, and it's right now it's priced at $4,000. It's gotten up to $5,000. Now it took a little dip, but
That's why Google is at my fingertips. I should be looking that stuff
you
up
should.
before I answer.
It's actually projected to be worth $50,000 by 2020 per coin.
Cool.
Projections. The financial market. How about cryptocurrency? Are you familiar with it?
I'm good, man. I got it.
Do you know what crypto is? Cryptocurrency? No, like Bitcoin?
I do, yeah.
You've heard of Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Do you know how much a Bitcoin's worth?
I do not.
Would you take $1,000 now or a Bitcoin?
$1,000.
You take the 1,000.
Yeah.
A Bitcoin's worth 4,000.
Really? Cool.
They're projecting it to be worth 50,000 in the next 3 years.
Nice.
So we're running a little social experiment related to see how many people know what crypto is
Okay.
and what Bitcoin is, and if they know the value of them.
Cool.
We actually haven't met anyone who has.
Really? I believe it.
Yeah, no, it's very new. It's a very new thing. It's been around since 2009, but it's still fairly new. We think in the next 10 years
Definitely.
it'll be big.
All right, well, good luck, guys. Okay, perfect.
You're the first person. So we've actually asked about 10 people. No one knows. So in our initial question to people who don't know is, would you take $100 or Bitcoin? And most people are taking the money. Most people want the money more than the coin. So do you understand like the value of the coins, like how much they're at and everything?
I don't know I know there's many of them.
Yeah.
I know Bitcoin's the big one.
Yep.
Everybody knows. I don't keep track of what it's valued at.
Yes. So right now Bitcoin is valued at $4,000, and they're projecting it to go up near $50,000 in the next 3 years. So we're just doing a little project, a little social experiment to see how many people know what Bitcoin is today or what crypto is today, and then within the next 6 months how that changes. Yeah.
Do you own any cryptocurrencies?
I don't.
You don't?
I've just started watching it like the last
Would you
6
be
months.
more interested in owning a cryptocurrency or a traditional stock of like a, Apple or Google?
Or like an S&P stock.
Yeah, or an S&P.
Definitely crypto over S&P because I like to take a little risk.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I'm quite enough about it yet to dive in.
To make that jump.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's actually the guy who knows the most about crypto.
Yeah. So besides the risk, what's your number one reason why you choose the cryptocurrency over the S&Ps or
So the biggest thing that I think the whole marketplace is struggling with is, what do you do with it? Is it actually currency that you can use somewhere, or what happens? I cash it in? Do I pay tax on it? Is it supposedly untaxed dollars moving around the world? Right? Now what?
exactly?
What do
Can
you do
I
for
swipe
work?
a card and get my Starbucks with it?
Well, they're starting to implement those.
Yeah,
stuff,
you're
right?
starting to implement a lot of that. Yep.
So that's what I'm
That's like
interested
a
in seeing.
10x coin or a token coin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Are you familiar with those too? 10x token. So you know some of the coins, like how they or the names and stuff. Yeah.
Are you in the financial space at all in your profession?
I'm in the mortgage business.
That makes sense. I heard people are trying to buy homes in Bitcoin.
I'd like to see it.
The first
Yeah.
one has been bought.
It's
I
been
read about
done.
it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
First one got
I was
bought.
at 90 Miles in Chicago, the restaurant, at the Cuban spot, and on the menu on the top it said, "We do not accept Bitcoin." This is like 2 months ago, and I've been noticing on some menus
Why
having.
not? Jeez.
Yeah, you should take it.
I assume because they don't have a way to dispense of it, right?
Yeah, like once they have.
Well, it is pretty easy to set up. I mean, you just, you
Well, he's saying once you have all this Bitcoin, like if you're making all these transactions, what do you
You sell it and you convert it to cash.
Yeah,
But
you convert it
my-
to USDT and then you
Will my wine supplier take it? Or do I have to go to the bank and somehow convert it or
so
sell it
any
as a stock?
individual could set up an account where they could go in and convert it, but it'd be like setting up a credit card process.
You wouldn't be able to pay the wine. It would be, you would have to have it in your account, and I think you could withdraw $15,000 a day on most of the brokers. You could take $15,000 out a day in sales. So if there was a company that was making $50K a day, that might tie their hands in cash flow. Right now, I haven't heard of anything where you can take out more than $15K in a day though. So if it was a business booming, like making $100K a day, their hands would be tied cash flow wise. But that'll change, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But just because they're bringing in $100,000 doesn't mean they're sending out more than 15.
Yeah, I know. But like, instead of having the cash at hand to do anything with, if you're making $100,000 a day, by the end of the month you're at $3 million. You're only taking out $45K that month.
Sure.
Right now. So their hands still would be tied at a lot of.
If you move it to a payroll account or something without
There's other.
withdrawing it.
Yeah, or buy a home, or buy some assets in Bitcoin.
That's the crazy thing about the smart contracts. Like, you're aware of Ethereum, right?
Vaguely.
Ethereum, the name though. It's like the second biggest one.
Yeah.
And basically, with the smart contract utilization of that platform, we get to a point that we can actually send payments on schedule. So during certain times of year, you could send transactions and you could do smart contracts or completely automized, which is like the future of business because it removes the middleman in transactions.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to know the guy in the poncho.
Look at this
guy.
Alright, so go ahead.
So I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Would you rather have one Bitcoin or $1?
One big coin or one
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin? What is it? Is the Bitcoin worth $1?
Huh?
Is the Bitcoin worth $1?
Oh, that's the wrong answer.
Bitcoin's worth a Bitcoin currently.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'll take the dollar.
You take the dollar? Here's your dollar, sir.
Thanks.
But if you had to guess how much Bitcoin is worth, how much do you think it is?
No, I think
for
it's
one?
it's up there. I just read something out there. I don't know what the rate is, but I know it's pretty high.
It's $4,000 currently.
Can we start again?
No. You already took the dollar. It's done.
I don't want the dollar. I want the Bitcoin, man. I need a haircut.
Yeah, man. I see.
You need a couple more ponchos.
Oh, I got plenty of ponchos, man. It's like that's a lot. I don't need any more.
Lack of Bitcoin's the problem.
Yeah, I think Bitcoin's the problem. So do you know anything else about Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies?
I don't at all.
You don't at all.
Very vaguely. I
So-
know about it as like a definition more than anything, but not really like. I've never used it, so I don't know the applicability of it.
Yeah.
How about you? What do you know about Bitcoin? Do you own any Bitcoin? Do you own any?
I used to, not anymore. But I sold when it was like $800. So it was it worked out well, but it wasn't
How many coins?
8. And yeah, not much, but it was bought it when it dipped.
How does it
was
work?
How does it work? Basically, it's data. It's a protocol. A software
Okay, I get that,
protocol.
yeah.
So basically, you have a private address, and the way the code sends out to your private address is that it has to match up with a digital signature. So it basically replaces a bank. So you are your own bank, and as long as you keep the private code in your possession, either written down or some people they're crazy enough to memorize it. But if you have amnesia, you're shit out of luck, right? But basically, you have that private code. You get someone's public code, which it's like a receiving end of it, and you send it.
So how do we make this like that paradigm shift where people will embrace this? Because I mean,
We're doing it right now. We're talking about it in public. We're trying to get people aware of it.
because that's what it's going to take. It's going to have to take a major shift in ideas on. I think that's the phrase I wanted. Is a paradigm shift.
Yes.
Right. So, how do I got into computers late, and I thought I had missed the boat. So this is like 25 years ago. And I thought, like, how am I ever going to learn all this stuff now? I've been fighting it for 2 years. Well, it wasn't hard to learn at all. It's like I used my computer with great ease. But 25 years ago, I was like, man, am I going to spend $5,000 on a Mac that I don't know how to use? And I've been doing okay up to now. I own a business. I looked at it like that. Like, I don't need to spend $5,000 on a stereo. I don't know how to put a CD in. And that's how I looked at computers. I don't know what made the paradigm shift for me. I don't remember that. But I know I have like 5 computers in my house now, and I've got one in my pocket right now, and I've got one in my bag. So how did that happen that I went from like I thought I missed? I sort of feel the same way about Bitcoin. Like I've been hearing about it, and I can tell you what I think it is, but I don't know. There's almost like I know what a computer is, but I'm not sure what Control Alt Delete means. You know?
Yeah.
So, and that's how I feel about Bitcoin. Like, I have a vague idea what it is. I don't know how to get involved with it. I don't know how I abandon traditional currency, and I import wine, so I'm very tuned into international money markets.
Which wine company, by the way?
It's called Vine Connections. We imported wine from Chile and Argentina and sake from Japan. So I'm very aware of international money markets, but it's all very confusing. How do I take my idea of Bitcoin? Because is it a global idea right now?
Yes.
Are the
well,
Europeans embracing it? Are
Yes.
the Asians? Okay.
Russia, China. Yeah.
So how does that happen? How do I have that same computer experience? This is the first conversation I've ever had about Bitcoin, the very first. So am I going to be 5 more years from now before I feel comfortable in making that investment, or is it going to be a year from now? I'm like, I got to learn how to do this. I feel like a fucking dope, and I'm not going to.
Well, you're already ahead of the curve, right? You're aware of what it is and everything. Most people have no clue. Have no
Head
clue
of the
what it is.
curve.
Actually, no.
Call my
Do
parents.
people trade fractions of coins? Because obviously
Yes,
something's
well,
worth
one of the best things about
$4,000.
Bitcoin is the scalability. So, right now it's only 16.5 million coins mined, like currently in circulation. The maximum amount that's going to be ever mined is 21 million. And they say the last Bitcoin will be mined around 2140.
That's not too far. 140 years.
Well, yeah, but still, it controls inflation because you don't have banks and government entities
see.
keep printing it out because
See.
it's tied to the protocol.
Yeah.
So, like, that's a huge positive. That's the reason why people say it's going up to $4,000.
So is this going to destroy international banking?
I hope it does.
Right, I mean, it sounds like
Sign me up.
anarchist and I like
Libertarian.
it. Yeah, libertarian.
It's libertarian because everything's still it's all on a ledger because it's based on a technology called blockchain, which all cryptocurrencies have, which is a digital ledger.
So Bitcoin is called cryptocurrency.
Yeah, that's the actual.
Hey, I'm
the
glad you guys
classification.
stopped me because this is pretty interesting. I'll tell you, I'm going to look into Bitcoin now. I'm going to go online and I'm going to try to learn about it because we talked for 5 minutes. I'm kind of fascinated by the idea, and I'm using it against my own experience where I am not an early adoptee of anything. I'm safe, other than ponchos. I was ahead of the curve.
You gotta give me one of those
I was
ponchos.
wearing ponchos before they were
Still
cool.
are.
Yeah. But I've never been the guy that's been like taking those risks, like especially with the technological aspect. So I'm not afraid of it. I just feel like I don't know enough about it, and it's really an age thing too.
That's a nice poncho. Can I buy that off you?
You got any Bitcoin? I'll trade you a Bitcoin for my alpaca poncho. See, I'm all ready to get in the game. Well, we've got to go do a dinner
Yeah,
at
no
a South
problem.
American
Thanks so much
restaurant.
for the interview.
Hey, thanks for
Wish
the
you back.
time. This was really pleasant.
Yeah,
I enjoyed
thank
it.
you. Bye.
What wine company again?
Vine Connection.
Vine Connection.
Peace.